1.
Yo, what is up? Welcome to the Good Point Bro podcast. I'm Cameron Hearn here with your co-host, Caden Hearn.
Don't sleep, baby.
That was weird.
It's opposite day.
Yeah.
Also, what was funny about that is I bet they're not going to be able to hear the first part of your intro because you probably started too early.
Oh, well.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Y'all know
Until
the drill.
it isn't.
Y'all know the drill.
All right, guys.
What is this, 42nd podcast?
Yeah, this is episode number 42.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we obviously have a lot to talk about with everything going on in the NFL right now. Trying to take full advantage of all the opportunity we're having as far as like having a sports podcast goes during like the biggest time in American sports. So trying to take full advantage of that. So we got a doozy for you guys today. We're gonna really get into it. We're gonna try a couple different things as far as the pacing of our episodes. So just let us know in the comments if it's a little bit more engaging. Besides that, we're gonna get straight into the Bills-Bengals game. First of all, I just want to start out with I don't want to say anything too positive about Joe Burrow because Cameron's going to take it the wrong way. But I do think that the AFC is, and I might have overreacted a little bit after that game, but if he wins, that it's wraps. The AFC runs through Cincinnati. I'm not saying, I just want to clarify, I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is better or is not better than Joe Burrow. Patrick Mahomes is the best QB in the last 8 years, easily. He's the best QB. He's really good. And Joe Burrow's not quite there. I do think Joe Burrow's number 2. I think after beating Josh Allen, he cemented himself as number 2. And then Josh Allen, I think, has a 500 record in the playoffs. So, regardless, I actually think Joe Burrow has 5 wins in the playoffs in 3 seasons.
And
the
3 of them are
hurt.
road games.
And Josh Allen has 3. He's 3-3.
Yeah.
And that's
3
the
and
second
4 now, right? So he was 3-3 before that game. Or no, 4 and 4.
I believe he's 3-4.
4 and 4 because the Miami game put him at 4 wins because he was 3-3 before, I believe. So
I
now
thought
he's 4 and 4.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, you've got to be right because he made the AFC title. Yeah, you got to be right. But and then Dak is 2 and 4.
Yeah, at least he got that one with the Bucks. Because if they lost to the Bucks, he'd been gone.
But anyway, let's stick with Cincy. I don't want to go off topic too much because Adam's trying to hold these for us. Hold these topics. Did you write it down? Did you even do that?
I didn't know.
Did you do like Cincy and then put the timestamp?
No, I figured it was the first thing you said.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. All right, so let's start with this right here. I want to go into why did the Bills lose, and then we can focus on all the positives, and I just want to start there. For one, it is snowing, okay? And I heard this breakdown. I've never played receiver in the NFL, and I'm sure you guys haven't either. But as the snow's coming down, when you're throwing balls 20 yards, 30 yards down the field, and those receivers have to turn, look at you, and then look up for the ball in the snow, it's probably not going to be a successful game. Those throws need to be within 10, 15 yards to where they're eye level with the QB, and Josh Allen can make a little bit easier throws, and only because they don't have a running game, and the running game sucks. So, 2, that goes into my second thing. Why is Josh Allen not running the ball at all in the first half? Like, it is a blizzard, and they're just 3 and out, pass. 1, 2, 3, out, pass. 1, 2, 3, out. Like, that's literally how the game started. And then Joe Burrow obviously comes out 9 for 9 and just lights them up on the first 2 drives. But if you look at his plays, there was a couple 20-yard passes, but for the most part, his receivers were able to keep their head down. So I wouldn't have thought of that. I didn't play QB in the NFL or play wide receiver in the NFL or even during a snow game. I grew up in Alabama. But I didn't even think of that, and I thought that was a really big point, that they were constantly throwing deep balls down the field the whole game, especially once they were down, which you kind of have to. And those receivers are looking up. Like, you can understand Stephon Diggs. Like, he was pretty mad after the game, and you can understand this frustration. Like, imagine every time the ball's thrown for you, you turn around, and then there's just snow coming right into your face.
Yeah, and piggybacking off what you're saying, Joe Burrow is the best at those throws. Like, the pro offense, 10, 15 yards down the field. He's the best in the NFL, so that plays
the
right
Tom
in his
Brady
hands
throw.
Too. Yeah, he even throws like Tom Brady. Like they
Probably
have a similar.
He's
throw.
just more mobile.
Yeah, he's like a modern version almost because everybody kind of
like
has
Brock
to be
Purdy
mobile.
to Jimmy G.
Yeah, like Brock Purdy to Jimmy G. No, for real though.
I know.
I ain't even playing.
I just thought it was funny.
And he still has his wife.
The Bengals after that
Too
game. The Bengals.
I don't think he's married.
Who?
Neither do I.
I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has a girl. Joe Burr.
Oh, Joe
He's
Burr's got
smooth.
all the.
He's smooth.
He's got wives.
I don't like him,
He
but
still
he's
has all of
smooth.
his wives.
Yeah. I don't
That
like
boy.
him, but he's smooth.
That boy cold.
After watching that game, I think Cincy looks like the best team
Yeah.
in the AFC. I don't know if they're better than the Eagles or 49ers because I think the Eagles
They're
and
better than
49ers, are
49ers.
just so physical that I don't know.
And I'll get into that in a second about the 49ers, but I do think they're better. But let's stay with the Bills for just one more second. What in your mind do the Bills need to do, or can the Bills do this offseason to get over that hump? Why are they
Their
stuck here?
run game. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so,
an easy one.
yes.
They have to get a running back.
I agree.
They have to have a better offensive line to protect Josh Allen because through at least the later part of the season, their offensive line was trash, even worse than the Bengals. Their defense is fine. I think getting Von Miller back will be huge for the pass rush, but I think their number one priority should be getting that run game up because not one person can win. I mean, we just know that in sports and especially football. Football is one of the most team games, and one person cannot.
Well, I mean,
unless you're Pat Mahomes,
when
one
Josh-
person can't do it.
when Josh Allen is your leading rusher, not even like purposefully, like
He
if
has
Jalen
to.
Hurts leads in rush yards, okay, like you're calling a lot of plays for him. Justin Fields leads the
And
Bears
look at
in rush
that, they're
yards.
the worst team.
Like, okay, but when he's having to do both, like pass and throw, and pass at a very, very high clip, you'll see. I want to say it was the Rams game, first game of the year. They won like 31-10, and everybody was like, "Oh, the
41-10, yeah.
the Bills are like nuts," because everybody thought the Rams were so great because they won the Super Bowl the previous year.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think he had like one. If you look at just quality throws, which is a stat that I don't even know how true it is. Regardless, he had one like non-quality, non-on-target throw the whole game, and all of those
Bengals
against the Rams.
Oh, okay.
All of those passes were within 20 to 15 yards.
Yeah.
So when Josh Allen's going up there and it's just a really good rhythm and he's just click, click, click. Oh, don't have him run for 10. Click, click. Got him. Touchdown.
Yeah, it's just
Kinda
like Burrow.
Basically, if like for Josh Allen to be successful, he can't think like as much as he's having
Yeah.
to. Like he's got to be like Dennis Rodman with the rebounds. Like click board.
Yeah.
Click board.
Click here. I know this. Click, click, click. That was one of the stupidest scenes I've ever seen. But I actually believe in that scene that he was like for real.
Oh, he
Because
thinks
why
he just
wouldn't-
he thinks that every high school rebounder in the country was just like, oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah. But
But yeah, running game, 100%.
Yeah,
The
running
running game has got to get up.
but that's like Burrow. Like Josh Allen, Burrow has a lot easier because he doesn't think as much. He gets the ball a lot quicker, and then he just runs when he has to. Like he'll get you a first down on a 3rd and 6 when he has to run.
Yeah.
And he doesn't take as many hits.
And also, I will say this. Mixon, great game, buddy. Like, I don't even know what your stats were. I don't know if he just showed out or
He's
whatever.
raw.
But just visually watching the game, Mixon was everywhere. He was making plays. They couldn't stop the rush. I think they averaged over 4 yards. He had 20 carries for 100 yards. There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
I didn't even know his stats.
So
but
5 yards.
just watching, it was, 5 yards and a touchdown. And then he also had 2 catches for 18.
We've all been saying their run game is fantastic. I mean,
that was by
their
far their
team-
best, though.
Their team is a great, great team. They're a great team. A Super Bowl winning team for sure.
Well, he really turned up. They literally couldn't, because the Bills were in a position where they need 3 and outs and they need their offense to click or whatever. And Mixon's just running for first downs. Like what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost hard
It
to watch.
looked-
It was like this game's over. Like early. It never felt like what it does with Pat Mahomes or with these other QBs.
Like they could come back.
Yes, it felt like the game was over.
It's
It
one of
felt
those games where the
wrapped.
game was kind of close for the majority of the time, but it felt like the score was
like it was
30, a 30-point
yes,
difference.
That's
not a
another thing. It
touchdown
was
difference.
17-7.
Yeah.
17 to
But it feels like
Yeah.
it's 31
and
to
it
7.
literally felt like they were down 20 at halftime.
Yeah.
And it was 17.
The Bills just showed that they are not on that Chiefs Bengals tier yet. They're just not there. They have to get better. They're not
Yeah.
a Super Bowl contender right now.
What we got on that
They're
time,
not.
Adam?
Right now we're at 9.
Like, wouldn't you agree?
That's perfect.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I
They're just
would.
not a Super Bowl contender. All right,
I
I
mean,
want to
they are
get
a
in. I want to
contender.
get into the Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow thing because I got something to say about all these
Yeah, that
dummies
works.
on ESPN, all these people on TikTok. I mean, people are so recency biased. It's unbelievable. And I have some stats to back up my case that Pat Mahomes and Joe Burrow is not a debate yet. It's just not. Since Pat Mahomes has been in the NFL, what? I want to do the. Wait, should I start?
Go ahead, man. Do your thing.
All right. Since Pat Mahomes has been in the NFL, he has the best QBR of all time. He has a 27-3 record against the AFC West. He has the best win percentage on all active quarterbacks in the NFL. He has he's made 5 straight AFC Championship games, and he has an NFL record for pass yards per game.
Yes.
If that doesn't tell you that he's the best quarterback in the
He's the best quarterback in the NFL. And I know what you guys want. You guys want two guys with different opinions. You want Skip and Stephen A up here, and you want us to go back and forth. And there's nothing to go back and forth about. This isn't a conversation. This is like Calvin Johnson when they were arguing about who's receiver number 2. It's not even worth a debate. It's not a segment on a talk show. He's the best. We can argue Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. What's their order? Lamar Jackson, is he elite?
Yeah.
No, but that is the tier we're talking about. Like no one's gonna be like, let's talk about the top 3 basketball players of all time, and then you don't bring up LeBron, Jordan, or Kareem. If you brought up somebody else, sorry. Like, I don't want to talk to the guy that's like Steph Curry's the GOAT or anything.
And also, Cincinnati has the 5th ranked defense in the NFL, and Kansas City has the 16th ranked defense. I think that Cincinnati has a better team.
Cincinnati has a much better team. I think everyone can agree.
He also lost Tyreek Hill and still posted the best offense in the NFL. So, I mean, there is no debate. No debate.
So, sticking with that, we'll move over into specifically the Chiefs-Jacksonville game. Pat Mahomes takes an ankle injury. Basically says, you got to, take me out of this game dead. Like, I'm not coming off the field with an ankle injury in the playoffs. And he still played pretty well. I mean, nothing crazy, but he, did what he had to do.
I know, like you were saying about the Bengals game, there was no part in that game where I was worried that they were going to lose. Because even if Jacksonville scored and didn't fumble on that possession, I thought Pat Mahomes would find a way to get a tutty. I mean, there was not one point in that game where I was nervous. And if Pat Mahomes doesn't get injured, they win by two touchdowns.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on this last time we talked about it, but it was so brief. I didn't get to watch the game, but I was watching the highlights. And I didn't know that Holmes went out for a whole series.
Yeah.
That same series, they scored a touchdown. They looked just fine. So there's a good chance that score is still the same even without your guy out there. Just throwing that out there.
I didn't know they scored a touchdown.
I didn't think they scored. I thought they
He
got a
went
field
the
goal.
whole length of the field and scored a touchdown.
He's very confident.
I need to see that.
He did.
He
He's
did.
5 for 7. But he only had 20 yards.
But I mean, he still led them down.
So the running back, which the running back is getting slept on too.
I don't know.
Really
I'd
good.
He's
have
not
to-
getting slept on because I told you that forever ago.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying in general, like people don't talk
He had
about him.
He's
He's a
did.
good
He had,
running
he
back.
had like a 40-yard run on that drive, didn't he? To the left side of the field.
I
Because
wasn't taking that.
I saw a clip of it after, and the caption of it was like he was definitely making that noise while he was running.
Yeah, that's what I be doing when I run. But I know I need you to be careful about what you're saying right here, Adam. I need you to be careful because just because he threw 20 yards and was 5 for 7 does not mean that if they had another quarterback, then they'd be just fine.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just stating facts and what happened in that game.
No, you said there's a good chance that they win without him.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
right?
If he started the game,
You
know what that does to the other team that you're playing a backup quarterback. They're going to
Their
come in
defense
that game
looked good. The Chiefs'
so much
defense
more
looked good.
confident.
I'm
They
just
only let up
looking at what
20.
I saw.
Yeah, it was a late touchdown.
What I saw was a backup quarterback come in.
You just don't know.
And lead them down the field and just keep the
The
momentum
running
going.
back led them down the field. He had a 40-yard run.
Yeah, but the other guy had to still not lose the game or throw a bad interception.
He threw a touchdown.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know how many people
They probably
don't
did
throw.
some play action, and it was
Think
wide
about how
open.
many touchdowns that
probably threw
Russell
like
Wilson didn't throw this year. And this guy just gets off the bench, and he's all like, oh, it's a playoffs, boom, boom, boom.
Well,
The
Russell
Chiefs are
Wilson's
great,
the
and
worst
Andy Reid is
quarterback.
great.
Yeah, Andy Reid's great.
I'm not saying anything.
What is your point of this?
I'm agreeing with you.
I
What
just
is your
want-
point of this?
No, I
want to hear your point of this. Though.
No, the point is that just happened. I wanted your take on it because we haven't talked about
My
it
take
at all.
on it is that there was a 40-yard run, and he probably did one play action, threw a little screen to a guy, and he made one guy miss and got a touchdown.
My take on it is he's a competent backup QB who did his job with Andy Reid as their coach.
Yeah. He's Alex
But
Smith.
win or lose with him, Alex Smith. Don't drag Alex Smith into this. That dude won 13 games in a season.
Okay, but just
He's
think
playing
about
almost
QB.
died.
just think about this.
Yeah,
He almost died.
his
for the
leg was
sport.
torn to
Okay,
shreds.
just think about this though. If you're Jacksonville and you come into the game and you know that Pat Mahomes isn't playing, then that's a totally different confidence level.
yeah, but
So
I mean,
that's
that's not what he meant. He meant like maybe he goes down on the first drive and then the guy plays the rest of the game. Not like pregame. Everybody knows Pat Mahomes not playing. He's saying, like,
It doesn't sound
when-
like you were saying that.
when-
Why are you saying what
He's saying when Patrick Mahomes hurt his ankle, if that guy stayed in from the ankle injury on and he never came back in the game, he thinks they still could have won.
Yeah, if you pull up the game, watch it on YouTube when they just show all like the positive plays. Like they don't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Because I was watching.
Well, you were
when I was
watching the
around.
highlights.
Well, I think when he came in originally, Pat Mahomes left for like a play or two, and then they like went
weren't
through
they
and
at the
out, and then
50?
he came right
Weren't they
back.
at the 50 when he came in
something
though?
like that.
Maybe he led 2 drives. I don't know.
I think he let a drive and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they scored both.
I know then when he came in there on like the 50. So
And
he
I know
must have
that he
led
did
that
go-
drive and then
They ran back a kickoff, I think, to like the 50 or punt. One of the two.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, if you put Justin Fields there, he doesn't lead them down and score a touchdown.
No.
And so why
Unless he
does their
runs.
backup?
Because he's 40 years old.
Sometimes
And he knows his
backups
role.
just do
How
that,
come?
bro.
He
Yeah,
knows
but
his
how
role.
come the Bears haven't had a quarterback since Jim McMahon?
Well, they will. Don't worry. Is they're gonna get old Bricey.
If they
don't know
do, it's
what
going to
they're
be the
gonna do.
best day in the world. I'm not even a Bryce fan. I'm a U fan.
Yeah.
And I want you on the Bears bandwagon.
Dude, I'll be a bigger Bears fan than anyone you ever met. Hey, Bryce goes there.
Yeah.
All right. And then one thing I did want to touch on a little bit is
Do you want to get the timestamp of that?
he's got him
Oh,
going.
okay.
15 now. I'll just make another one right now. It's
16.
16-22.
All right, so we got like 2 minutes left on the Chiefs game. So what we'll go into now is I did want to touch on Trevor Lawrence after the game, standing in the tunnel, high-fiving his guys, drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars when they're absolute dog.
Worst coaching
Mate.
situation in the NFL.
Yeah, gets a coach. His coach is good. Gets a coach. Now they're, winning games somewhat. I mean, they're 9-8. They win the AFC South. They play in a playoff game. They win that over the Chargers and Justin Herbert, who's another aspiringly young, great QB. And then loses, obviously, to Patrick Mahomes like everybody else. But, I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence deserves all the props right now. I really do.
No, yeah, he had a really good year. They're trending upwards. They
Yeah.
found their coach. If I'm a Jags fan, I'm hyped.
A great
Like,
great leader.
They are trending upwards. Yeah,
Yeah, great
great
leader.
attitude too.
Yeah.
He just seems like a great guy. Like
Just needs to cut the hair.
he has a good attitude.
I was signaling.
Oh, really?
He has a great attitude to be a quarterback for your franchise. Like that's a dude that you want on your team. So I think the Jags found their guy for like the next 15 years.
Whoa.
What?
15?
15 years will be 37.
I know,
Quarterbacks play that long now. What are you talking about?
That's like an Aaron Rodgers. That's a
Aaron Rodgers is
pristine.
30.
Even Peyton Manning got.
Yeah, but I'm
got
saying
kicked
with
off.
Trevor Lawrence with his body, I think he'll be lasting a long time.
You like his body?
Yeah.
It is nice
Immaculate.
physique.
Physique.
I mean, when he takes his shirt off, he just looks like a piece of spaghetti running
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
too skinny.
He's Slenderman.
Yeah, but he's like 6'5", so I mean,
He's handsome Squidward.
yeah, he's handsome Squidward.
around. I got a story about Slenderman that we don't need to get into now. But
Yeah.
some other
Hit us
time.
up with it after.
Yeah. So where are we at?
like
Okay.
dark web type stuff.
All right, so
No, it'll give you the chills. I got the chills just thinking about it.
we'll go Eagles Giants first, and then we'll end with the Cowboys and 49ers. And then for you NBA fans, we're just going to touch on the Lakers at the end. But moving over already into the Eagles Giants game. Obviously, Jalen Hurts. I don't think I grew up in Alabama. I'm an Alabama fan. Jalen Hurts was my QB. I didn't want them to play Tua because I was 16 and I just loved Jalen Hurts. But regardless of all that, despite my infinite love for Jalen Hurts, I don't think you or anyone else expected this from Jalen Hurts. I mean, like, what he's been able to accomplish, despite the constant doubt through his career. His freshman year, they doubted him. He didn't win a title. They're like, he can't do it again. He gets benched for Tua. He transfers to Oklahoma. People are like, great year, but, you're like, are you going to be that
It's
guy?
that system.
He goes to the Eagles. They win 4 games. They're looking at, should the Eagles get another QB? They don't have their franchise QB. Even last year saying the same thing. And then now people that said that want to be like, oh, I told you, Jalen Hurts, very projectable guy. It's just not true. No one believed in him. And he put in this work. And now he honestly, if stayed healthy, is probably number 2 in the MVP at the very least. He's probably getting MVP votes. He's led his team now to the NFC Championship game. In my opinion, I do think he's going to win, go to the Super Bowl. I do think he'll lose to Cincinnati in the Super Bowl because the NFL,
You're
the
picking-
NBA, these guys have these sports. They have this weird thing of making teams earn it, and rarely do you see a team that just comes out of nowhere and just wins one.
Yeah.
Like these teams, they're constantly struggling. They get closer and closer and closer and closer. They have a down year, boom, they won. Finally, everybody's tears.
But
except for Tom Brady.
I think when you really look at Jalen Hurts' career, especially when he came in and led that comeback against Georgia in the SEC championship,
Yeah.
I feel like we just kind of looked over him because the improvement he showed each and every year is just insane, and that led him to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And he's just going to keep getting better because his work ethic is insane.
Yep, and then him and Brock Purdy, they played against each other.
Really?
Oklahoma, Iowa State.
Yeah. I mean, everybody was saying Jalen Hurts looked good against for Oklahoma, but that it was more of a system thing. And
Well,
he
it
had
was Lincoln
CeeDee
Riley,
Lamb.
who's the QB
Yeah, and he had CeeDee Lamb
wizard.
too.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb is a stud. He is a stud.
He's
Like,
good,
he's
man.
going to be a top 5 receiver. He looked great against the 49ers.
It's literally, well, also, a lot of that was, we can get into that in a second, but Dak literally just stared at him and threw it to like him and one other guy the whole time.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I just have something to add about Jalen. So for like 2020, I like took a whole year off of like sports and everything. Like, so I didn't even watch pro football. And then once I started watching it again, I was just hearing bad like reports about Jalen, about how he's not the guy.
Yeah.
And
how
he's
it
not
was,
good
man.
enough and all this stuff. And then I was even hearing stuff about Tua before I even watched him play. And then I watched Jalen just play like it all. And I didn't even see anything that these guys were talking about. So from after his first year, they just chalked him up as like a loss.
Yeah.
And that's all I heard. So I have no idea why. Like,
Well, they were like trying to get him, they were trying to get the Eagles to draft a guy, and they ended up drafting Devontae Smith instead. They ended up going receivers and like help lines, which their line's great now.
And they traded for A.J. Brown.
Yep.
So
Or they signed him? Or
they traded him from the Titans. So they made great decisions as an
Oh, yeah.
organization.
They did.
Great. Because seems
And
like they
then-
got their team for the next 5
and
years.
do you know who else is from Philadelphia?
Rocky.
Who?
Rocky.
Oh.
But yeah, dude, props to him. And then also going along with that game, there's nothing really to talk about the game specifically. The Giants aren't there. They're not there yet, obviously.
I said that.
Yeah, great call. Oh, by the way, I went to go get you a steak. He was with me. There's no steaks at Publix.
Oh,
We were at the old Publix.
It's okay because I bought mine.
Well, you could have had them.
I'll just have to go. I'll just have to go with you.
But we went
I'll
to
just
the
have to
old
go with you to
Publix.
Walmart.
We went to the old Publix.
Yeah, the old Publix sucks. You gotta go to the new one.
There literally
on the
wasn't
Parkway.
any.
I know.
They only had sirloin kebabs.
I know they don't restock there. You gotta
Yeah.
go to the one in the Parkway.
But anyway,
I was trying to get him to buy you one of those 100% grass-fed, like chunks of really nice meat, but
Oh.
he didn't do it. It was only, I think it was maybe 9 ounces, and you're a growing boy, so you needed.
Well, I'll go to Walmart with you. I just really want like probably a chuck eye steak. Kind of been liking that cut right now. There is nobody you know in this world that eats more steak than me. I just want to let you know that.
Yeah, Liver King.
Like I eat a pound of steak a day.
You're Liver Queen.
Yeah. No, I'm liver
He
prince.
said,
I'm
yeah.
I'm liver prince. Except I'm the
that's
nat.
trash.
No, I am liver king because I'm the natty version.
That's trash.
When's the last time you had a piece of liver?
Never.
Okay,
I'm the steak
So-
king then.
so you're the king
I'm
of
the
liver,
steak.
and you've never had liver.
No.
Yeah.
I'm the steak king.
All right.
Whatever you want to call it.
But the Giants' future, I like Daniel Jones. I'm not giving him real money. I'm signing him to a 2, maybe 3 year. I'm not signing him to a 4 year, $40 million a year like they're saying. Like
4 year, $40 million a year.
yeah.
Jeez. Well, if you look
That's
at the
just
top,
market.
look at the top 5 quarterbacks, like most paid quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They're all suck. They all suck this year.
Like
It's
Watson.
sad.
Watson's only getting like $3 million.
Wilson, Rodgers, and then there's 2 other people that
Mahomes.
Mahomes. I don't think Mahomes is in the top 5 anymore.
I bet
I'm
he
not
is.
sure, though. Look up the top 5 most paid quarterbacks. They're all trash.
Do you guys ever see a era where they stop paying these quarterbacks and like
Maybe-
running backs?
Once it happens, it seems like it doesn't go back.
But we'll think about it this way: if you stop paying these guys who aren't performing you anyways,
Kyler
like
Murray.
someone, let's say
trash.
it starts with Lamar Jackson. He wants $100 million, and everyone else will know, right? Someone does pay him
If I'm the
100.
Ravens, I'd pay him.
But hold
Mahomes is
on.
fine.
So someone ends up paying him $100 million, and he still doesn't win a Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
So then everyone's like, well, that was like the right choice. Instead of paying him $100 million, we have a solid 87 quarterback overall with a bunch of like good weapons.
You know about Daniel
Yeah,
Jones?
but
No,
this
I'm
is
just saying-
the thing, Adam, is they're paying these mediocre quarterbacks $40 million a year now.
Yeah, but if you
So-
start, like that's what I'm saying.
That's why I don't know how they go back now, because all these quarterbacks are prima donnas and they demand $40 million a year.
'Cause
They
what
throw
if-
25 touchdowns?
What if there was like one team that was on top and just said, no, we're not doing it, and
I mean,
then
Tom
actually
Brady took pay cuts.
Yeah, I think it depends on like the quarterback itself. The quarterback is in more control.
But
than the
okay, so what?
organization, I think.
Let me put it this way. Let's say a mediocre team has a really good quarterback. They get to the playoffs. It doesn't come through. It's his contract year, and they make it public. We're going with this guy, the backup, because he has potential. It's the way our system is, like San Francisco, and they go, we don't have to pay this type of money, and we're going to still win. And they go out and they win, and everybody
Okay,
goes, hold
so-
on a
Okay,
second.
well, I think
How did they do
hold on.
that without paying
Hold on.
$100 million to their quarterback?
So let's say that's the case, right?
Yeah, I'm
And
looking
then
for.
the next year, the guy that just led you to that Super Bowl is a free agent. What do you do?
What if then you figure it out?
You try again with another quarterback that you
well,
hope can win
you
a Super Bowl?
trade.
Yeah.
Maybe you sign and trade. But then
For
you
what?
get to because like
For what?
they traded Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford, the Rams.
Yeah,
and
but
that
what
got
if-
him over the
Right,
top.
but they're paying Matt Stafford more.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
what
And
if you
and
just
another thing
continue?
is-
What if you find a thing that works like San Francisco?
But that's so rare.
And then-
dude. They're one of the best teams in the last 20 years.
Well,
Yeah.
does it work?
As far as everybody
We don't
outside
even-
of the
we don't know.
quarterback.
We don't know.
This is what I'm saying. Like, do we see an era where
Because they paid Jimmy G when they lost in the Super Bowl. He was getting paid.
Really?
Yeah.
But not like 40 mil, nothing like that. It was
No,
like-
but at the time it was top 10.
oh.
That's what I mean.
But, like, what if
Dak
somebody was
just
able-
proved to us that a quarterback can lose you a game. So you need to do everything in your power to get that quarterback.
well, here's why.
Because
Yeah, but what about the
here's
quarterback?
why-
Here's
look
why-
at Russell Wilson?
Here's why getting that young QB is so important. Because the Eagles are now in a position to where they're paying everyone, and Jalen Hurts is on a rookie deal, and they're about looking at a
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
That's the
That's
meta
the
right
difference. And Joe Burrow, rookie deal. The only one not in that
there.
sphere.
Lamar was just on
is
his rookie deal now.
There's 4 QBs left. One is on his non-rookie year, rookie deal. One, and it's Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Lamar just got off his rookie deal.
Well,
Just
he's not
now.
even really.
I'm
'Cause
saying
he doesn't play.
now he's a free agent.
No,
Finally.
he'll still not be. They can franchise tag him the next 2 years.
And
well,
so,
then-
if none of these guys win a Super Bowl, and then they go to their extended contract, and now you're paying them $100 million, $140 million, and you still don't win a Super Bowl. It's like, when is it? When do you cross that line as an organization, saying we can pay all this money and not win, or we could use that to have an awesome defense or an
And not
awesome
win.
like other key players that can still maybe give us a better
The
chance.
problem with the NFL until recently,
Money.
no, it was so incredibly pass first that if you didn't have a QB, you could not win.
True.
So the running game this year has gotten a little bit more significant, which is why teams like Tampa Bay have gone downhill because they were
And Bills.
and the Rams.
Okay,
Well, not
you,
really the
you
Bills
bring
as
up
much.
another good point that I've always thought about is what happens when the league goes from this West Coast throw offense
to
ground and
physical.
pound,
Which is going
and you
that way.
have
Yeah.
let's say you have three
Yeah, it is going
three
that way.
backs that are just bruisers, and you
Look
have.
at the 2 NFC teams that are in the championship game. Those are the 2 most physical
And I'm not
teams
going to lie to you,
in the
it's
NFL.
fun. It's fun
No, it's
watching.
better
Hold
football,
on,
I
it's
think.
fun watching. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun watching the quarterbacks sling it around and score points. But I mean,
Oh no, I disagree. I like the more physical game better. I think. I like.
I'm saying the majority of the
Sometimes
public
watching
is going
Josh
to.
Allen looks like I'm watching unprofessional backyard football.
That's fun.
Maybe.
Mahomes has a good.
I'm not
like-
saying that's what I prefer.
I think the Chiefs have a good balance with it because the Chiefs do not bail on the run like the Bills do.
Like, how many times does Josh Allen throw the ball 60 yards and you're just like, why?
Yeah.
Speaking of
just
that,
doesn't seem
did
like
you
they're
see
play
Joe
calling.
Burrow throw that 60-yard bomb like out of the end zone at the end of half in the snow?
Yeah.
That was just amazing. Props
And
to
then
that.
Trevor
Hashtag
Lawrence
Joe
threw
Burrow.
one, and it went right through Christian Kirk's hands.
No, and Chris Collins, that TikTok was amazing about how he was like
He was like, and you're going to overthrow him?
riding the crowd out of
Yeah.
Pat because he's like when he threw that incomplete pass when it slipped out of his hands, he's like that was just great by Mahomes, which I was saying, and then when
Yeah.
he Trevor Lawrence threw that like perfect pass, he's like, you're just gonna overthrow him like that? That was just
It
it was
went
amazing.
through
I
his hands.
absolutely love that video. That was great. That was great.
But if you actually watch that play, that's not really what he's saying. That clip makes it worse. Did you watch the game?
No.
Okay, I watched the game.
I watched the
I
game
can
too.
remember this play specifically watching the game.
About how he slipped out his hands?
No, I'm talking about
Oh.
the deep ball. I watched the deep
Oh.
ball live. I think I was the only one. Because I think I.
Well, I was watching
game
it at
started-
Hayden's. I was watching at
Oh,
Hayden's.
okay. Well, I was in the living room by myself when
Yeah.
when he threw that, and he goes, "Wow, I cannot believe he threw it that far," and somehow he still overthrew him. That's basically what he was saying.
But still,
But in the clip, they cut it to
yeah.
like,
But when Pat Mahomes threw that incomplete pass, he's like, that was great because
Yeah.
because he knew that it was gonna be intercepted, and then he's like,
Yeah.
oh, when you throw a ball at somebody and then at the last second they look away and you're like, that's exactly what Pat Mahomes
but
did.
at one point is it to where the ball slips out because that's a fumble if the ball slips
It's
out.
like it's a check
It's
swing in
not-
baseball,
It's just not a fumble.
and he swung. That was
All right,
strike
we need to
3
get into the Cowboys
on the
game.
Chiefs.
We haven't gotten to that. Yeah.
They're out.
That's the next thing on my list. So
Timestamp.
Yeah, where are we going?
Cowboys.
I'm just gonna say this real quick because I keep my receipts. I said that you were right about this game, but let me just hold on. I said that you cannot survive in the playoffs when your QB throws multiple interceptions in a game. It's playoff football. Every game's gonna be close. Every throw's important. Every play's important. Every red zone attempt's important. And when you throw and you just put the team in the red zone twice, and like they shouldn't have even been in the game. The only reason they were in that game is because the 49ers offense wasn't just excelling and their defense stood up for them, but not in a way that really prevented them from, like, they didn't get turnovers. Like Trevon Diggs missed a interception in the red zone. That's huge. But they did hold them to field goals, and that's why it was close. If those were touchdowns, we wouldn't even be talking about this game. It would be complete domination. So for all, like, the fans in our comments that are Cowboys fans, and they're like, you know what, I'm not really worried about that. You should be. And next year, if it's the same way, you still should be worried. Because when you have a QB that goes in there and throws interception and is reckless with the ball like this is what happens. You cannot win playoff games. It's really doesn't even matter who it's against, honestly. It's playoff football. It's a different animal.
Yeah,
Like-
their defense looked fantastic. The Cowboys.
Yeah, their defense looked good. They just didn't get turnovers, which
Yeah,
is
I know, but I'm saying that they were put in bad situations by Dak throwing those 2 picks. I thought they looked great. 49ers could not run them at all.
Yeah,
but
they stopped the run well. The big thing for me is Trevon Diggs. I'm a big Trevon Diggs guy. I have his jersey.
Got to pick that off.
You got to catch that ball.
Yeah.
You got to catch that ball. But they really did hold him in the red zone. I mean, literally Dak threw a pick on like the 20, and they didn't score. They got a field goal on that drive.
And we were so right because we both picked the Cowboys against the Bucks. Why? Because they never have back-to-back bad games. You just don't know what you're going to get from them.
Yeah.
Dak against the Bucks looked so good. He was reading defense as well, picking up the blitz, or the line was picking up the blitz. And then this game, he just missed every single read. It just made no sense.
Well, he
at all.
didn't make reads.
He couldn't. I know. He
This
didn't. He
dude-
couldn't tell when it was zone or man. The whole game.
Yeah, he couldn't tell. And not only that, it's almost like his first read on every play was, where's CD?
Yeah, and
Oh,
he's
I don't know.
slow.
Where's CD?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally, like, I saw this one play breakdown, and T.Y. Hilton's on the outside on the left. And there's this, like, pre-snap where T.Y. Hilton's going to run. There's no safety help.
Yeah.
Dak just
man.
runs in circles and goes to the right or whatever. T.Y. Hilton's just in the left side of the end zone just waving his hands. Nobody near him.
Yeah.
And then Dak's just like, incomplete pass. Fourth down.
Yeah, but I just want to say something about Brock Purdy because
Yeah.
what he's doing is just, as a rookie QB, what Brock Purdy's doing is insane. He's the only rookie to have 4 touchdowns in a playoff game. He also, since he's been a starter, they've won 8 straight games, and their offense has gone from 23 points per game to 35. So that's a 12-point swing since he's took over the offense. So I think that
Look at who they played in that time period.
No, but all and another
That's
but
the
hold on.
easiest stretch of their schedule.
And another thing is, in that game, he might have not had a great game, but he still looked more poised and more built for the moment than Dak.
I agree.
And that
I agree
says a
with that.
lot for a rookie
But
quarterback.
I don't want to cherry pick that their points went up so drastic when that was by far
They
the
also
easiest
got Christian
defenses.
McCaffrey too.
And they got Christian McCaffrey, and those are the easiest.
I'm saying
defenses
that's
they played.
almost a 2-touchdown, or that is a 2-touchdown without extra points.
Yeah, I mean they played the
Difference.
Seahawks twice, and that's bad.
I'm just saying they went from 23 to 35.
Right.
That's a huge difference. Their offense.
I'm with you. I'm just
went
saying,
to an average offense to
I'm
the
just
best
saying,
offense in the NFL.
I don't want to be just the reporter that's like, oh, here's the perfect stat. For instance,
That is a perfect.
For
stat.
instance, they keep saying the stat. First 3 seasons playoff wins, and they show Russell Wilson was 1 with 6, Joe Burrow's 2 with 5. Currently, he could easily pass him if he wins the Super Bowl. He'd be at 7. But what they're not putting is starting, because then it's Patrick Mahomes because he didn't start his rookie season. So they do this stuff on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't want to
sure,
be like
for
that
sure.
and just be like, oh, the offense got so much better.
I'm just saying that that's a big swing. That's a huge jump. You went from being an average offense in the NFL
Right.
to the best scoring
and
offense.
that's
in
called the
NFL.
McCaffrey effect, not
That's-
the Purdy effect.
That's multiple. So you don't want me to give any credit to Brock Purdy for doing that? Yeah, you're giving all the credit to one.
I would
running back.
give
At least half,
40% to McCaffrey,
and then 60 to Brock.
40% to Kyle Shanahan,
No,
20% to
no.
Brock.
Okay, it's still a better jump than Jimmy G, which you said that you don't know if Jimmy G came back, who would you start? I think that ship has sailed.
Here's my mom, guys.
Pause.
Hello?
Did you shut it off?
No, I just paused him because
We're in the middle of recording.
she probably wants to
almost
know
done.
why I left the kitchen such a mess.
Bye.
Does she want to know why the
She
kitchen's such a
wanted
mess?
Cam to move his car.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I was like, why did Adam park there?
I didn't.
I don't
I-
know why he parked there. I was too tired to tell him to move, so I just
Yeah.
walked inside. He was like, Cam's not gonna be here for a while. Then in my head,
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna be here in 10 minutes.
Yeah, if you would have said that, I would have moved my
Yeah,
car.
why didn't you say that?
I was tired.
Yeah, but what Brock Purdy's doing just
Time?
Times
insane.
37-18.
also the 49ers are going to lose to the Eagles and Cincy will lose to the Chiefs.
All right, hold
Okay, so we'll go into all that next episode. All predictions
Just
next
wanted to say
episode
that.
because we need official predictions. I don't worry.
Oh.
I'm not worried about it now.
on. Oh, okay, cool.
Think about it over the next couple of days, and then we'll have official predictions next episode. And then of course our clip of some type of game or something. So that's all for the NFL for episode number 42. But we're gonna move over to the NBA. We got like one thing because NBA is annoying and boring. But
Well, we better start liking it because the
yeah, we'll
Super
start
Bowl is
liking it
in, like,
soon. Because as soon as
3
the
weeks.
NFL's over, we're gonna move over with it. But anyway,
I'm the NBA king.
we'll see. We'll see.
Dude, come on.
So far, I
I
think
can do NBA in my
overall,
sleep.
full season, I beat you in football. Full
Yeah,
season.
for sure.
But
But I think I got a lot better. I
NBA
think my improvement. I was
Yeah.
most improved player.
I think I'm about to do that with the NBA.
Okay, yeah, sure. But I mean, the ground you have to cover would just be insane.
Well,
I'm
that's
like
the
an
thing.
NBA historian, guys.
Yeah, that's the
Nobody
problem.
can
You'll
beat me
have
in
you'll
trivia.
have prior knowledge
Yeah.
more than me forever.
Yeah.
I'll just eventually catch up to you in current.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I'll be like, this dude's like doing this, and you'll be like, no, he's not, and then we'll go, and I'll be right once.
All right.
But anyway, Lakers down 25 to Dame Dollar and the Portland Trailblazers. They come back. They win by 9. I mean, I saw some edits on it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
mean-
mean, the fact that they're able to do this right now without Anthony Davis is a great
Because
sign
Thomas
for the
Bryant,
Lakers.
I mean, that dude.
31, right?
Yeah, 31 career high. He's going off. Pat Bev is doing his job, just being a pest now.
And
He
playing
held
good defense.
Dame to like a bad shooting
24,
night.
I think. 8 for 22 or
Yeah,
something.
didn't have a good game. But if I'm as a LeBron fan, which makes me a Lakers fan, I'm very encouraged. AD is supposed to come back, I think, this week.
Mm-hmm.
So they held down the fort. I think they had a winning record without him since he's been out. I'm not sure. It's either 500 or a winning record. And I'm just encouraged. I think that the West is wide open. There's no great team in the NBA.
Mhm.
There's not one great team in the NBA. Like the Nuggets are the 1 seed. Jamal Murray's only averaging 18 a game on like 44% shooting. So he hasn't even elevated to that. Like he's not even an all-star, dude. But I mean, Aaron,
But
they just
Jokic
have
is-
Jokic is him. But I'm saying
nice.
like they have good pieces. But I'm just saying that look at the past teams who have been the number 1 in the West in the last 6-7
Yeah.
years. They're not even comparable. So
I would like Murray on the Lakers.
if
though. You would
80
like that.
who
Him on the Lakers though.
I mean,
Murray.
sure, like it's just be another score, but
It'd be a step up from what
but
the current lineup is.
I mean, I don't think he'd be a crazy. I think his shooting ability would help the Lakers a
LeBron's
lot,
beard.
but I also think that if you have
He's got a
80
goofy-looking
healthy,
beard.
if you have 80 healthy going in the playoffs, you can win the West. You
Yeah.
can win the West. And I'm a team that I would not want to see the Lakers in the playoffs, so I'm encouraged
You
by
want to see
that.
me in the playoffs?
And LeBron's also averaging 30, 29.8
LeBron
points
doesn't
on
age.
51% shooting.
His hairline does. But
Dropped
not on this
30,
pop
dropped 37
Funko Pop.
last night. 37 last night. He has the longest streak of 20-point games in the NBA. Well, he's just
He's him.
nothing you can say about it. He's just the best.
All right, guys, that's all for episode number 42. If you liked it, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and check out some of our previous episodes and clips. It's been a pleasure. Check us out on Instagram at GoodPointBro. We never post, but just check it out. And then TikTok at GoodPoint.bro. We always post, so check it out. All right, guys, it's been fun. That's all from Caden.
Yep.
Cam.
Don't sleep.
Boss Master Fresh in the bag. Don't sleep, baby.
Later, Tater.
See ya.
Peace.
That was fun. All right.
I'm so